My name's Carrie, and that's my sign name. I'm from Denton, Texas. I was actually born deaf, and there's no reason as to why. So I was 6 years old when I got my only cochlear implant. It's on the left side. So for me, sign language was technically my first and my second language at the same time because I didn't learn ASL. But I picked up signs here and there from other deaf people, and it would make it easier to feel like they're not as outside in the world.
My name is Sam Bowerman. My sign name is Sam, and I'm from McKinney, Texas. I was born without hair in my nucleus, and that's what caused my hearing loss. I was 5 years old when I got my first cochlear implant. I decided to was better because my first one works so well, and when I got it, I had to go through a year of therapy to improve my hearing in that side, but it never got better, and I just gave up on it. I decided to stop using my second cochlear implant.
You have the signs that correspond to English grammar. For instance, you have endings of word, you sign the S, you sign the ing, you sign the ed on the ends of words. You have verbs, you sign everything. ASL, you don't sign past or future because it's translated differently. So ASL is completely separate from English. For a little child, if you want them to have a better grasp or understanding of written and spoken English, you start with sign attack. But they also need to learn ASL since that's the correct language of deaf people. So it's how they're different, and it's also why my parents chose to have me learn sign attack instead of ASL, so that my reading and writing comprehension would be good.
I think that mainstream was better for me to learn more because I felt like I was being held back by the other deaf kids in deaf education, since deaf education relies on everyone being on the same level, so we can't be as ahead as everyone else. It was quite difficult for me to keep up in the classroom because I had to pay attention to the teacher, I had to look at the interpreter, and I had to look at the board, while at the same time looking down to take notes, and I feel like if I blink even for a second, I miss a lot of information. It was so frustrating and tiring.
If I'm with a group or watching a movie with other people and I miss something and when I ask and get told it's not important, I feel left out, I feel a little hurt. And I want to be able to decide for myself. Honestly, it's a little insulting to get told, oh, it's not important. Look at me. Let me see your face. It makes it easier for me. And be patient and just try to be as clear as possible.
Even if it wasn't necessarily important, I still wanted to know what they said. And I just feel like I'm lower than them because I didn't understand that simple sentence that they will repeat back to me. I do feel like some hearing people look down on deaf people because they have cochlear implants or they can't hear as well as other people, because I feel like some hearing people aren't as well educated as others, and they assume that deaf people aren't as smart as they are. I had a harder time understanding people with my cochlear implant. I wasn't as familiar with technology to communicate with other people. And when I think about how I was when I was younger, how I felt when I was alone and everything, I want to help people learn ASL so that other people who are like me, they'll go through the same things that I have.
Patience can help so many situations, because if you're patient, you take the time to listen, to understand, to really look at the situation and at what's happening, then it just makes everything so much easier.
The most important one, I would say, is to learn ASL. So you can communicate, it's more personal. You can communicate with that person. Without an interpreter, it's more personal between you two. However, you can be more open to different methods of communication.